In today's DIY video, we are simply showing you how we achieved this rustic farmhouse styled curtain look. So here is the window prior to hanging the curtains. Here's one finished. And he's currently working on the next two. So do you want to give him like maybe a simple walkthrough on what we do?
Measure the window and then measure the board and then take each side, or take the length and divide it by 2, and then that number will be what you come off each side.
So right here.
Yeah, where you want your first hook to go.
And ours is a 1/2 inch on each side, right?
Right, 1/2 inch on each side, because these are just bigger than the window.
And ours actually are 14 hooks that we use.
We use 14 hooks so they overlap, because you don't want them
overlap
the amount of hooks
2
you should have again.
right there.
Then
we have been pre-drilling.
just kind of make up wherever you want the hooks and then have them all be the same.
Yes.
However many hooks you use, you divide by one number under that. So we used 14 hooks. We divided by 13. We took from here to 1/2 inch on this side was 63 inches. You divided 63 by
13.
And then that's how big the gap was. And in this case, we got 4 and 4 what, babe?
4 and 13, 16, right?
Yes, 4 and 13.
He's been
16.
quizzing me to see if I remember it this whole time since we're on order 3 and 4 trying to complete. So it is definitely a timely process, wouldn't you say? But once you get in the swing of things and in the groove, it really does speed up, right?
Yeah, this only took like a 1/2 hour maybe so far.
And he's making 2 right now for the last 2 windows. The boards we actually got from a
Friend, neighbor?
From a neighbor that has some friends that own a farm. So they were free, and he just ripped them down the center there to split them in half. I didn't stain them. I like the rawness and realness of the wood, how each one is individually different. And then ordered the black hooks off of Amazon, and also the tabbed curtains were on Amazon. As long as I can find the link, guys, I will link them below for you. And stay tuned. Let me know what you think, and if you try it at home, post below how did yours turn out. So tell us how we hang these bad boys.
Hang the bad boys. Find the studs with a stud finder. Find out where you're going to put your end of your board on one side. I just used my stick level because it's about a 1/2 inch, so I ran it all the way up, marked the line, found the studs, marked all studs, measured each one, and then measured off here, and that's where the holes are going to be. After I drilled the holes, I countersink them so that you don't see the screw. And probably going a little oversized, but I'm using 3-inch screws. So yeah, they'll be extra secure.
Good. Because the barnwood is pretty heavy anyhow, so you definitely want to make sure you get into the stud for sure. And I really like how he taught me to countersink them, because then that way you're not really actually seeing them, and it leaves a very flawless look to where you don't see the screw really once it's in the wall.
It's flush.
Flush.
It's flush.
Whoops.
Still get you a pregnant up one ladder. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. Ouch. Over. Right there. towards me a little bit. Okay. No, I just need to measure. Go up a little bit, right there, down, right up a little bit, right there.
Okay, I'm gonna... Oh. There you go. Further in there again. Right in that split, so we'll have to be careful with that.
Yeah. I could have put it lower. I didn't think about it. Okay. Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
Okay, so use this.
Yeah.
You got your stick.
Yeah. Okay. All right, now over a little more. All right, oh, too much right there. Okay. Down. Okay, that's perfect. This bit sucks. All right. Down a little bit. Right there. Perfect. That's fine. Yeah, I need to switch my
I'm gonna go grab. Did you fart?
Yep.
I'm gonna go grab the curtains.
Sweet.
Okay, so these are the actual curtains I bought off of Amazon. They're number 918s, Lightningburg, New York. And they're actually 84-inch long panels. It came per panel. So since we have 4 windows, we needed 8 panels in this room. And right now I'm just going to take each panel out and put it on top of every hook. And then you'll actually see me do a trick that I like the way it looks more when I take it from just this big, fat, thick paneling for the the curtain tab. And I fold it in half just like that because it lays on the hook nicer and you see a little bit more of the hook on the black part. So, yes, I will throw them on up there and play around with them. And these are actually, like I mentioned, the 84-inch long ones. I preferably like longer curtains, and then I am just tying them at the bottom loosely, kind of a more so messy styled look for that farmhouse vibe. I also was thinking about making wooden beaded tie backs for them, so you can truthfully do whatever you prefer. Yeah. Now just remembered we did overlap, so this next panel I'm actually going to overlap on 2 of the curtain hooks that are already up there. That's what it looks like when it does not have each tab flipped over in half. So personally, I just like it flipped over. It gives it a little bit more of a cleaner look.
Now that I flipped them over each tab in half, it kind of gives them a little bit of a twisted look. I'm now just going to kind of show you guys how I tie up the bottoms and make it look a little bit messy so they're not dragging on the floor.
And action.
So I just kind of cinch it here, so kind of by the trim, and you can, it's all just really personal preference. You can make the knot in the center of the window if you'd like. You can make the knot hang below the bottom, and I just kind of play with it until I like the style of knot, the look of the knot. And then the first one's always the easiest. It's always getting the second one to match, looking similar. So I'll just play with them until, God bless you.
Thanks.
I'll just play with it until I like the way that it looks. So just kind of loop and swoop and pull through in a big knot, and then just play around and mess with the knot by moving it up or down till, like I said, you like the style of the knot that you have. And then I try to make them like about the same height, so I'm going to mess around with this a little bit more later, just because they're not the same exact length, and it kind of drives my OCD a little bit crazy. So I'll continue to mess with this one until I get it just how I like it and go from there.